talking about 10,000 steps. 10,000 steps for me is a challenge because it's approximately 4.5 to 5 miles. And as I said earlier, I am not a physical person in terms of exercise, fitness, and stuff is not my usual thing. But as I get older, I am recognizing that if I want to live maximum life, extraordinary life, I have to challenge myself to change. I'm actually working primarily for my mental health because I recognize when I push myself and achieve the goal of 10,000 steps, in the process of walking, I get extraordinary amounts of endorphins, the happy hormones. And it's just remarkable how
Split one.
what happened just over here. Oh, Siri. Siri is talking to me. Oh, yeah. Sorry, y'all. I just have to. It's kind of startled me looking at the camera, and all of a sudden I hear a sound. It's my watch. It's amazing. But I digress. So, like I was saying, um, walking has been hard for me, but I recognize that, like little kids, when a child is still, they're not very happy. But when they're moving, they get the endorphins and it makes them move more. And what do we say as adults? Stop it! Sit down. I mean, amazing. The child is happy. Yes, they're rambunctious. Yes, they're pushing stuff down. Yes, this looks like your china is going to be broken or whatever, but the child is happy. The goal of life is to live happy life. Come on, y'all. I mean, so anyway, like I said, I noticed that every time I moved my body, I was happy. And it's a no-brainer. I decided the month of October to walk 10,000 steps every single day. What I didn't envisage was I made that decision on the spur of a moment. And because I did, I have been in a lack of exercise for maybe 6 months, maybe 9 months, maybe longer, for a long time. I hardly even walk maybe 3,000, 4,000 steps, which is approximately 2 miles every day. And then I go all the way to like 5 miles, which is 10,000 steps. But here's why I did it. If it doesn't challenge me, it won't change me. This is a challenge because I'm going to be traveling, I'm going to be working, and I'm going to also be at home. And so I have to navigate the process of walking. One of the things that has helped me with walking is to get the proper shoes. I used to walk before with just regular shoes. Now I got walking shoes, I got hiking shoes, and when I wear the right kind of shoes, I find that my walk is easier. If I wear dress shoes or stuff of that nature, I can walk, but walking 5 miles in dress shoes is not fun. Not at all. So your equipment is important. I'm not a guru. I'm just a girl sharing my experience. Um, Walking, especially on sidewalks, can be intimidating in terms of the sidewalk is not an ideal walking area, but sometimes that's all you got. Remember, the sidewalk has ups and downs, just like life. And when you are equipped with your eyesight and with your right shoes, you're able to navigate um, that terrain. Why am I talking about walking? It is said for people over the age of 50, like I am, if we walk every day, then we are most likely going to stay at home because we can ambulate. If we can't ambulate, that is the first ticket out of your home into a nursing facility. Did you hear what I said? The more you walk as an older person, the less likely you will be in a nursing home. There's nothing wrong with a nursing home. It's just that if that's not your first choice, then the best way to make sure you don't have to go there is to be ambulatory. Because if you can walk, then you can do other things in your life. For me, I think of walking as different stages, because think of a child. This child is watching everybody walking. All the child can do is sit. All the child can do is move around, like rolling. And one day the child discovers he has some strength in his lower body, and he starts to pull his body up and move, pull the body up and move, pull the body up and move. And then one day he recognizes, wait a minute, I can stand if I hold on to something and move around the sofa. And then one day he stands and takes a step, and wobbly takes another step and falls down. And here's what happens, depending on the adults around the kid. If they're adults who recognize that that's natural process, every time the baby falls, they either ignore it or they celebrate him that, oh my God, you did walk, or something of that nature. However, if the response the child gets is an oh, meaning something bad happened, it might impede the child venturing out to walk, or in later life venturing out of their comfort zone to new territory. Walking is so good. It's so good for balance, for a lot of reasons. We are upright creatures. We stand on two legs and we stand tall. Walking helps you to stand up and have a good posture. Walking helps you to see the world from the vantage point of whatever your height is. Walking helps you to ambulate from one place to another. Walking helps you to be who you are called to be. Now, I talked about physical walking, like moving your legs and moving your body. But then there's another walking that you and I need to learn. Is how to walk with our minds. The place you are today is because you walked to the place. Let me take that again. The place you are today is because you walked to the place. What it means is, in your mind's eye, you saw a path of where you are and where you wanted to be, and you figured a way to make that journey, either by unlearning some things, relearning some things, or learning new things, and moving towards the goal. You cannot get anywhere unless you define first where you are, then where you want to go. Because if you only think of where you want to go without knowing where you are, how are you going to plan the journey from where you are to where you want to go? The reason we journal is to gather information about our now self, and sometimes information about our past self. And the best part of journaling is you can script your tomorrow self. That is why walking is important. When you walk on the pages of a book with a pen in hand, documenting where you are now, documenting the thoughts in your mind, documenting the feelings, documenting everything that you wish to put down so that you can observe it and see where you are. Then you decide, ah, I'm at the bottom of the mountain, but I want to get to the top. Then you have to survey the various pathways to get there. And then once you find the pathway of your choice, you have to consistently walk that pathway. Interesting, isn't it? They say how you do anything is how you do everything. Yeah. So for me, I am learning to unlearn the things that no longer serve me, or the things that I have done as a habit that should never have been done, so that I would have the capacity for new information, or should I say, old information revisited with a different perspective. Today, I've talked about my 10,000 steps. I've talked about knowing where you are and where you want to go. And I just want to encourage you. This is not a sprint, it is a marathon. It takes a little time to get from where you are to where you want to be, and it takes time to build a habit. Today is my day 9, and hopefully by the time I get to day 18, it will have become a habit, because right now it still stresses me out to walk, but I got it. Anything that's worthwhile is uphill. John C. Maxwell and Evan Carmichael says, believe. See you guys next episode.